I think I wanted them too badly when I was 20, 21. Right now, I want them a healthy amount. Like, do you get it? And I actually remember writing to someone, if I was in your place, I would want a closure. So here's me giving you the closure.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Gal Pals Unplugged. I'm Arya
And I'm Sanchita.
and we like to talk about drama, but because we're in our. Can we say that anymore?
We can.
We're ending our 20s, so we pretend it's mature. So, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, we're going to discuss something really intense. Closure. Is closure a myth? What do you think?
We'll find out.
Okay, let's get our personal POVs out. What do you think closure is for you?
Initially, closure felt like an all-important, like the North Star that I have to have closure if something ends. Recently, it's been feeling more of like a millennial buzzword that you slap on top of things like manifestation and adulting and all of that. But I think the reality is that people expect closure to be like this return gift that you go home with, which is like nicely tied up with a bow and all and decorated, when I think in reality it's really messy and then nobody really walks out happy. One party is always disappointed no matter what.
Fair.
Even if you get closure, you don't get closure.
So do you think for you, like, closure is about getting the right outcome? Like, is that what you think?
I think that's for everyone. Everybody wants to be happy in the end, right? You want to walk out happy. You want to walk out of a situation when you have your answers answered your way, like questions answered your way.
Like, tell me the answer, but say what I want to hear. Like, don't tell me anything extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Fair.
What do you think? What's your POV?
My POV, honestly, is it's actually very different from yours. I think closure is you not being able to deal with uncertainty. Like, that's all it is. You not knowing how your ex might act the next time you see him. That's, you can't, like, you not being able to predict what he might do. That's uncertainty. You not being sure if you got rejected for that, like, was it you or was it the job description that you didn't fit well is why you got rejected from the interview. That uncertainty is your inability to deal with closure. So for me, it's very black and white, I would say, rather.
But how has it, were you always of this opinion or has it changed for you over the years?
I actually wasn't. Like, back when we were 20, I think I needed like written closures. Like, say a goodbye and write a letter for me. But I also think that has a lot to do with the content we consumed back then. Like, back then, rom-com and all this was such a big deal, and the closures. Even Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum had some closure in it, and he comes back and all that. But content today is not like that. So I think the way we've been brought up back then, it felt like, I do need a written closure, but
maybe this
it
could be your
changed.
takeaway, right? For younger people, it might seem like closure is the all-important thing, but eventually as you grow up, you realize it's basically how you deal with life. It's basically your upbringing, your whatever, like, values and your take on life and all of that.
It's not as important as it's painted to be. That's for sure. Yeah.
Let's discuss how closure is different for you in relationships versus friendships. What's your take?
I think relationships are way more passionate, and for me, closure in relationships is about getting the last word. Like, I don't think I necessarily approach it with the mindset of solving it. And I dissect it 10x more. Like, now another take on that, like, two ways of how I would deal with it is I want to talk about it till the topic is so boring and it's done, and that's my thing. But obviously it's not everyone's way to deal with things. So that is something I have a problem with, because nobody wants to talk about it as much as I want to talk about things. So that
talking with the
me-
partner or talking
with the
friends?
partner, but definitely friends. But I know the real closure comes when talking to the person you want closure from. So that was my take on it for the longest time, still is, I think. But for friendships, for me, like, they're very calm. So I would definitely want to have a proper sit down, and I would go with a very open mindset. I would want to fix things. I'd go with that mindset, and I would want calmer conversations, at least in the prior turbulent stage where you know ki things are a little shaky. I want it then. And then otherwise you can realign. Because I actually have a friend who, we were really close, we sort of parted ways, but we found our way back and we just realigned our expectations.
So you're saying you can forgive in friendships?
Oh, 100%.
A lot more.
Oh,
You're
100%.
a lot more
I can.
forgiving in
Yeah,
friendships.
I can. Because like I always say, relations are so much more passionate. I'm very not forgiving in relationships. It also might be my history. My friendships have been great all my life. I have really good school friends and all of that. So I'm very forgiving in my friendships. So which is why I want to sit down, and I think that's the more healthier way to go about closure. But I don't think I have the ability to deal in the healthiest way when it comes to a relationship.
I think my take is a little different. It's more of a revenge mode. So basically, somebody is not going to say sorry and you have to be okay with it. That's the final outcome. And in friendships, it's a bigger loss because in a way we grow up over the years, you know, carrying each other's secrets and sharing a life together and all of that. And then suddenly, so for me, I actually take on a lot till the point I snap. And then once I snap, I'll be like, okay, now I can't go back. Like I can't be forgiving in friendships either. So I'll just like point out everything, and then it'll be a whole shit show, and then then that chapter is actually closed for me. So basically, friendship closures are more about your understanding that your path no longer aligns and you outgrow each other, and that's okay. That's okay. Now that friendship is gone. It's gonna stink. But you know the weirdest part? I think closure in friendships is very important to me because there have been certain friendship breakups that I've had in my school, which still sting because I'm like, I don't know why that ended. And that sucks. Like, I want to know. It's not like anything's gonna change now, but I would still want to know what went wrong, you know, and I never got it. So
I know.
क्या कर सकता हूँ यार?
Like, because friendship loss genuinely does seem way bigger for me as well. It took a really sad incident in either of our lives to get us talking to each other. That, oh, XYZ happened, just thought you should know. And she did the same thing. And then eventually we were just like, okay, the reason we went back to each other is because there's still something there. So we just realigned that, okay, we're not going to be the way we were. This is our new set of rules. We're going to probably see each other a little less. Also, don't you think some friendships we just like got over? Like, you outgrow.
Of course.
So that's a different
that's
way
what I'm
of
saying.
closure.
It's fine if you understand that your paths don't align anymore, and you have to be okay that, okay, this person, or like, we're not collectively going to add anything to each other's life anymore. We're probably even gonna not cross each other's paths. And that's absolutely fine because that's also your way of making place for somebody else, like newer and better and healthier in your life. There's a few more types of closures in life also, right? What I can think about is because we come from a corporate setting, not getting rejected from an interview that you thought you aced, or
I have one of that.
Basically like dealing with a loss in family. How do you cope with those?
I am actually really not okay with dealing with rejections in my workplace. I don't take them very well. In 6 months, I was bitter. I was in Milan crying to Anuj that I wanted it. And I had already gotten another internship, but I wanted this one because it was incredible. And I was crying about it till 6 months later, I realized I didn't fit the JD. Like, they wanted a designer. And I'm not a designer. So I'm like, okay, then fair. If it's not me, if it's you, I'm okay with it. So I don't deal with it in a very healthy way.
It's the same for me.
Yeah.
With jobs, I think if I've aced an interview and if I don't get it, And if I don't get a detailed description,
Of
which
why.
most companies don't provide,
Yeah, nobody
they
provides.
give you an automated
Yeah.
like a
So
basic template
sorry,
answer.
unfortunately, blah blah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I hate that,
Yeah.
and I crib about that so much to my mom, and my
Yeah.
mom is always like, Arya, you've been through this in the past,
Yeah.
and every time that you've gotten another opportunity,
Yeah.
it's turned out better than the one
this.
that you've. And
Yeah.
that's always been the case, not just in terms of jobs, but in everything, like
Yeah.
all other aspects of life as well, touch wood. So I feel like, but I need that cribbing session.
Yeah.
You know, I need
Yeah.
that. That's my closure in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
failed interview.
That is another way of dealing with it. Is now I know that when I was cribbing at 22, I always got better opportunities. So
Yeah.
now finally
Yeah.
I can have that faith that, oh, ठीक है ये नहीं हुआ ना, तो the next
Something
one
better
something's
will-
better come.
yeah.
But at 22 you don't have that faith. What are you building it
Of
on?
course.
Nothing. Of
Yeah.
course,
So you
nothing.
need that vent.
You need
basically,
that
and you have to
turn.
find that person. You have to
Yeah.
keep on. I think that's closure. You have to find people
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
listen to you, and you have to keep on reiterating the same thing hundreds and thousands
Yeah.
of times till you're like physically nauseous and
Yeah.
you cannot word vomit anymore. And
you
that's
know
closure.
what sucks in all this? Having supportive parents. Because if they are supporting, beta, their loss. Mother, it might be my loss. Can you just like call a spade a spade? Having supportive parents while dealing with closure
God.
is not the best case. You need
Fair.
a bigger cribber who's like,
Fair.
you're right. You're right. Something's wrong. You should think about it a little more.
I think the crux of this, the conclusion of this podcast is basically get a yeah same friend, get a yeah same
The
parent,
conclusion of
get
the
a yeah
podcast
same buddy.
is yeah same.
I think a stark difference to this is losing a loved one, and for
Yeah.
that, what I've realized is that that's a scenario in which you are probably never gonna get a closure, and understanding that it's gonna stay for the rest of your life is closure in itself.
I didn't know a great loss for a while till recently. I lost my dog and I haven't been able to cope with it. And
Yeah.
even today, like we have breakdowns. If I see a dog, I'm like, oh my god, that dog's so much like my dog. And reading about how do I deal with this, Googling enough times how do I deal, nothing helps. Like
Yeah.
when you're gonna break down, you're gonna break
Yeah,
down because
fair.
you're like, okay, this is
Yeah.
like huge. I don't know, like you said, I don't think there's a closure to
Yeah.
losing a family, grieving a loved one.
for
Yeah.
an indefinite time.
Yeah. Arya, do you think you need closure or do you want it?
Personally, if I don't get closure, I'll fret for a bit, but I'll live. Like I'll survive. It's fine. I also think there are fewer occurrences as you grow up where you need closure because you obviously practice like good, effective communication, and you don't let your relations go to a point where they break.
I feel that's really something nice that you said. It's a sense of validation that I think even someone writing that final letter to you is about, oh, you were important enough, so I'm gonna whip up a quick letter and give it to you.
Even
But-
friendships,
yeah.
like I encountered a friendship breakup and I had to let that person know everything that went wrong.
Yeah.
Because then otherwise I can't just be like, okay, now this chapter is over when we've already been such a big part of each other's lives.
Yeah. Don't you think it's like some internal need for us wanting that
Yeah.
closure and we never get it? So we just aim at giving it to others.
But
ठीक है,
I'll tell you,
say it.
more than that, it's also the kind of people we are, because I also give a lot of love letters to my friends and all
Yeah, fair.
as
It
well.
might
And
be
I've been
that.
doing that since I was in school. So I think that's how we deal with it, even in love and even in closures.
यार नहीं चाहिए मना कर रहा हूँ समझ में नहीं आ रहा आपके
My POV on closure has changed. For example, someone behaving badly is the closure. I don't need them to write me a letter why I behaved badly.
Yeah.
You behaved badly is the closure. Like,
Yeah.
okay, fuck it. Like, we are allowed to say fuck. This is like not for children. But yeah. But or someone, me not getting the job is closure. And there's no other way to deal with it. And now I think I can loudly tell myself that I probably wasn't good enough for the job or I wasn't the JD they were asking for. So that has changed. But maybe it's a POV on closure that's changed.
So
Like
my hot
letters
take
and all.
is basically, may it be friendships or relationships or job, when I win in a certain situation, that's a better closure for me.
ये हुई ना बात
to wrap it up,
Mm-hmm.
how do you deal with closure?
I actually learned dealing with closure from the opposite gender, I'll be honest. I was stuck in the grey for a while, but now I look at things very black and white. If a friend can't make it about me on some days that I need it to be, then you don't care enough. Like, I'm not gonna wait for them to, because I think it's very spoiled. People give like these benefits of doubts and continuously thinking from other person's POV that, oh, they might be in a this thing. That's not fair. Why should I constantly think from your POV? It's not my job to think for you. My job is to think for me, which I've learned very, like, honestly, looking at the opposite gender, that's how they deal with things, and their way sorted. Like, the males are said to be a little more compartmentalized. So I take away from that, and it's not very natural for us to do it, so it's very hard for me to do it. But it also eliminates such a big thought process of like someone else's POV and all that it's starting to work for me.
That's great. That's a great way to look
Like-
at it. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I have actually stopped expecting apologies that actually might never come my way.
Yeah.
I think I have I try to come up with some sort of a coping mechanism myself.
Yeah.
Like getting a haircut, bangs, bad decisions. I've done that. Tattoos, horrible decisions. I've done that as well. So now I think maybe like we can stick to a spa or a good haircut. So basically a little
Helpful,
yeah.
not toxic to yourself.
Yeah.
No, because there's actually a study that shows that closure is just a word that keeps people in a loop of thoughts that no longer serve them. So people trying to go back to toxic relations and all is because they're not, it's less about the person and more about them being addicted to the pain. Yeah, this is a way healthier way of getting a spa. Your body's happy with you. So
Yeah, do that, guys.
take your greens as closure. Go to the gym as closure.
Oh, wow, that'll be,
You're going to the gym though.
next year. 2025.
Obviously, we've discussed so many definitions, POV, but the one to take away is that closure is more about the art of bouncing back. Like, it's not about that final letter or that final this thing. Or when a job rejection does not hurt as much as the previous ones did, that's closure. Like, and I understand, I know, easier said than done. Nobody can just do things like this. Some of us get tattoos and haircuts and all that. I get it. But if you practice it or if you focus on the right thing instead of falling back in a toxic loop, I think you're closer to closure. Do you get it?
She felt so smart saying that.
Yeah, I did.
वाह, इसको अभी का अभी आईएएस घोषित कर दो।
Is it a myth to wrap it up for you?
It's not a myth for me. It still serves, like, I think important relationships still would it would make sense to receive a closure whenever they end. So basically, I think coming out of it stronger and not letting that experience or that trauma define you or change you, like alter you drastically, is basically closure. So yeah, that's me. You guys tell us, how do you deal with closure? Do you receive it or do you give it? Do you want it? Do you need it? Let us know in the comments section below.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gal Pals Unplugged. It was a little heavy, but we love a good deep dive. Please subscribe, love, like, share. It keeps us motivated. We have so much more fun episodes coming in, so stay tuned. Bye. She's disturbing teacher.
Sorry, तेरा closer to closure. अच्छा मनात दे पढ़ता है सरका.
No worry, I'll say it. Don't worry. I'll say it. म्हणजे चुकले मी sorry म्हणते rejected. Sorry नको.
मला तर हवेत यार. मी तर अशी नाही आहे. मी तर accepting आहे.
Sorry
Sorry मी maybe forgive नाही करणार. पण मला sorry पाहिजे. So I think that's how we deal with it. Even in love and even in
Friendships.
closures. Yeah.
Oh, closures.
Yeah, like-
that was bad. Say that again. And I'll not say anything. You know, she's laughing at my sentence, but it's not bothering me. That's closure. That's the closure.
She's closer to closure.
I'm a closer, bro. I'm Harvey Specter. I'm closer. To
Now
closure.
she's just losing track.
She's losing the plot. Basic. But yeah, one of my friends did say that. She's not in my life anymore.
Love
That's
that.
closure.
Husky emoji.